What strategies do you guys have where to, collect all that user feedback?
It's a reality of the job. And this is where I can't wait for AI to step in and help us out because I think it is really complicated. The question really is, where are risks? What assumptions are we making? And can we de risk those?
Just because a customer is asking for a new feature in the product, that's not necessarily really what they're looking for.
I've used stuff like session replay, and AI is actually super helpful there.
A POV edit, balance of customer and complexity. So what strategies do you guys have where to, collect all that user feedback?
It's a reality of the job. And this is where I can't wait for AI to step in and help us out because I think it is really complicated. I think it is a matter of, you know, our general process, especially because I'm working 0 to 1, like early products, pre-seed, seed level startups. And, the question really is, where are risks? What assumptions are we making? And can we de risk those? So I tend to take an organized approach from the get-go, and I'm less looking about features as understanding, the user journey of our users and understanding, and trying to eliminate some of the risky assumptions we're making, and doing whatever we can to test. And for me, it's, the more you can try things out, whether it's, through user research or through like landing page tests and concierge tests and those kinds of things, I think the more likely you are to not waste a bunch of time building a product that nobody wants.
Is being a truly customer-centric company in conflict with being a highly profitable company? If you're not going to listen to everything that the customers are asking for, if you're not going to do what they're asking.
But just because we know as product managers, just because a customer is asking for a new feature in the product, that's not necessarily really what they're looking for. I mean, they have a problem that they're looking to solve. And if you talk to, I don't know, say 50 customers, and they might be asking you for different features, but in the end, they all want to solve the exact same problem, and you build one new feature that solves that problem and does it well, you're going to have happy customers. You're going to hopefully be successful, and you are being customer centric. You're just not necessarily being sales led or customer led when it comes to your product management. So I think there's a line there between customer centric versus customer led growth or customer led product development.
What about where they're not asking you for features, but they're asking you to solve problems, and they're asking you to solve 50 different problems?
Then the company has to make a decision. Are we in the business of solving these problems? Sometimes a company has to say, you know what? We're solving these 3 problems with our product. This is our strong suit. This is what we can do. And we're going to say no to solving these other problems that might lead to losing some customers, which I guess would go against the whole notion of, can you be wildly successful and be customer centric at the same time? It's a balancing act. You can't say yes to everything and solve every problem that a customer has. It was funny, I worked for a budgeting and financial forecasting software company when I lived back in Boston. There were customers that I spoke to, and they were like, we need you to solve this problem in a budgeting package as part of our budgeting process every year. And I would tell them flat out, I'm sorry, we can't do that. There are certain industries that do budgeting in different ways. Banks do budget, and real estate do budgeting different than from others. There's some other industries that like their budgeting is just a different kind of process, and they look at the numbers a little bit differently. And we couldn't do certain budgeting features for those industries. We had made the decision we're not going to do that. But we did everything else that we did so well that we sometimes got customers from those industries because they're like, well, you can budget the rest of this really well. I'll continue doing the rest in Excel. So even when I told customers, I can't solve that problem for you, but I can solve this one instead. If you solve the problems that you're setting out to solve and do it really well, you could still be wildly successful, even if you can't solve the customer's every problem that they have.
There's two pieces to it, right? There's one is listening to the customer and understanding the customer user, depending on how you're looking at it and what app you're doing. And then the other is what is the product vision, right? And so I think one of the important things for senior product managers and product leaders is they need to be really clear on look, these are the things we're focusing on. And sometimes it's a quarterly thing that you are changing up, and sometimes it's a longer thing. Like this is our niche and this is where we're residing. And so features that are on the edge of this, they're going to be secondary to ones that are core.
Do you folks are there effective methods that people have used where you're gathering and implementing customer feedback in a way to improve simplicity?
Going back to our previous topic, this is one of those areas where I think it would be great if somebody could do that for you, but I'm not sure that AI could make those decisions for you. I think that's a person or a group of people have to make those decisions of what's going to make the cut, what's not. That's more company vision, product vision, and whatnot, as opposed to, is there a methodology that you can use to make those decisions for you?
I don't think I disagree, but at least in my experience, I've used stuff like session replay, and AI is actually super helpful there that will point you to, well, this is a problem area, and give you an aggregate number of videos or screenshots or whatever you might need to sort of hone in on the problem, and then you can come up with your solutions. But at least it's pointing you to where a potential issue might be, which I don't know, someone else could watch a whole database of videos and might not be able to pick that up.
I saw Jason just mention to use product discovery tools. Jason, what tools are you using? And I guess are people on camera, any of you using any product discovery tools you would recommend?
I've used Pendo a lot in terms of collecting data and using that as a tool to be able to help me sift through that data and see what the customers are looking for and how they're using the products. I happen to really love AHA, a tool that can give me some framework as I'm doing my product discovery work to be able to really organize it well and tie it together well in ways that I can look at it to do my product discovery.
One of my favorite tools to use is FullStory. It's like an analytics tool, but what's cool about it is it actually captures instead of like Hotjar records what the user does and as video, this actually records it in the DOM. So it actually saves the source and records the interactions the users are doing. So you can replay them later, but also because it's recording those, you can actually quantify them and do filters on them. And so you can have certain events that, just show me all the people that did these 4 events in succession. And then it'll give you like all of the users that did, and you can go in and watch what they did. And that's really helpful actually, to actually see the user interacting with the product.
FullStory has definitely been one of my favorite tools to use. Your go-to platform for all things product management, connecting you with industry leaders, trendsetters, and a global community of insights and unique perspectives. This is The Product Way. This show is brought to you by The Product Group. The Product Group isn't just another meetup. It's a thriving community that's been the go-to hub for product enthusiasts since 2009. Whether you're a product manager in a startup, a designer in a Fortune 500, a seasoned chief officer, or a student aspiring to break into the industry, the Product Group has a seat for you at the roundtable. It's a diverse community where you'll find a blend of fresh perspectives and seasoned wisdom, covering everything from the latest industry trends to timeless best practices. If you're ready to elevate your game and enrich your network, head over to meetup.com/pro/the product group and join the chapter near you today. Are you looking to elevate your brand in the product management space? Partner with The Product Way, the go-to product management channel featuring a variety of shows. Highlight your brand and be part of the conversations that are shaping the future of product management. Contact us at jhorn, that is JHORN, at theproductguy.com.